So welcome to Shadowrun Dragonfall, where we are playing... Actually, all I know is that we're Shadowrunners. That's about it. And that it's like set in Germany. That is about all I know about this game. It's pretty much a blind playthrough for me. I've never played this installment. The year is 2054. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin, the Flux State. A grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully there, and even the great dragon Lofwyr has only has so much to sway in terms of the constant evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. If only it were that simple. That's interesting. I didn't know, like, this whole lore about Berlin, the Flux State, was a thing in the setting. Yeah, we'll do normal, just because I have no idea, like, where it's going to swing otherwise. Alright. So we get to create our character. And I've been thinking about this because my real choices are, my two favorites are either a street samurai or a decker. And I played the first game as a street samurai. I was a big, like, bulky orc that just blew everything up with a shotgun. So I think I want to try and do a decker this time. Let's see what our options here. Humans were the only race on Earth until the Awakening in 2012. Now they find themselves in the definition of average, or even normal. They are still the most populous race in the world, and thus control many aspects of the more powerful, moneyed, and important positions in society. All humans have a +3 karma to the start of the game, and their maximum stats are 9 in everything. Elf. Many people, especially other metahuman races, see elves as the most fortunate metahumans. They are more attractive, socially acceptable than any other of the metahumans. Elves are taller than humans, but have more slender build. Their hair is usually thicker, longer, and more luxurious than average, and their ears come to a point. Elves gain +1 to their charisma. Dwarves are the shortest of the metahuman races. To compensate, their torsos and shoulders are wider than their size would indicate. Thus, their strength is equal to, or sometimes greater than, the larger races. A side effect of their metahuman nature is the increased resistance to pathogens and magic that attacks from within. Which I think is a wonderful little nod to the fact that dwarves, historically in D&D type games, have always had, like, resistance to poisons and some such. Orcs are the fastest breeding race, and now second only to humans in world population. Their size leads to an intimidating silhouette, and their body can take more physical damage than average. Orcs have pointed ears and intimidating teeth, or tusks. Oh yeah, dwarves gain +1 to their willpower. Orcs have +1 to body, and trolls. Trolls are the largest metahuman race. Heavy prejudice against them has led people to assume trolls have lower intelligence, but in reality, there is no proof to this. Trolls have pointed ears, intimidating teeth, and tusks, and many have horn-like growths in the metahumans do not manifest. I like how it says, like, trolls have... There's no evidence to trolls being less intelligent than any others. Trolls have the lowest maximum intelligence. Like, you can only have the highest level is 6 for intelligence for trolls. Whereas, like, everyone else has 9, 9, 9, orcs have 8, and trolls have 6. Yeah, I think trolls are just kind of not as intelligent. I don't know if that's biological or possibly sociological in nature, But that is a core mechanic of the game, so take that as you will. I'm actually noticing that, honestly, if you actually go down the list, dwarves honestly look like they have the best stats in comparison to, like, elves. Everyone's like, elves are the most fortunate. But elves, the only stats they get a bonus to are quickness and charisma. Whereas dwarves have a higher max stat of body, strength, willpower, and no lower stats. I think dwarf is probably the way we want to go with this. Just on average seems to have the better numbers here. And then we could pick an archetype, of course. Hey, Wiz! Thank you for your checkout. I hope you enjoy the Cosmogony, the Oracle. It's a fascinating read on a woman who is destined to heal us all at her own peril. So let's see. This is the ones I usually do are Street Samurai or Decker, but we'll go through all of these just so we have a reference point. The Street Samurai is a freelance operative who follows the code of the street honor. Sounds like your ex. Did your ex perish by absorbing a cosmologically celestial plague into their bodies? I think I would have heard about that on the news, maybe. Street Samurai is a freelance operative who... What does it say? They learned the ways of the traditional samurai warrior and in the practices of modern combat. Samurai sell their skills for profit and work to take out the dishonorable scum that seem to breed in the urban sprawl. Well, no. You know. That's probably for the best, really, because, I mean, that would imply that there would be some sort of celestial plague bearing down on us, and... I mean, you thought COVID was bad. I would rather do that than the Cthulhu disease. So Street Samurai key attributes are body, strength, and quickness, and they specialize in close or ranged or both, throwing weapons and dodge. I just love the use the ways of the traditional samurai warrior. Shotguns? Moon Madness? Ooh, I like that name. Mages specialize in casting spells, but that doesn't mean they can't shoot guns as well. Yeah, it's surprisingly easy to shoot guns. Rather, magic is the center of their life. Their spells reflect the pure valence of their manosphere and cover a wide range of magical effects, from offensive damage attacks to character augmentation and degradation spells to healing spells. Key attribute, willpower. Key skill, spellcasting. Out of mana, not out of options. Yes! It's kind of funny that they like make it seem like so clean when actually, like, in the actual tabletop RPG, mages were insanely complex in terms of like having to balance resources, because casting spells would either cause physical or psychological or like mental damage to a target, but then it would also drain your mental ability too. So instead of having like spell slots or anything, you would constantly have like damage being done to yourself, so you'd have to patch yourself up while you're in the process of doing damage to other people. Deckers use a cyber deck to jack into the Matrix, the worldwide information grid and computer network. Point of order. This predates the movie The Matrix, technically. Because I got a lot of people back in the day who would be like, oh yeah, so it's like the movie. I'm like, no, it's not like the movie. It's not like the movie at all. Sounds like Dark Knight Cecil. It does a bit, actually, yeah. Like the whole Dark Knight thing of like doing damage to yourself to do great damage to your enemies. By projecting their minds into the electronic world, Deckers can find secrets others keep hidden away. They use programs and expert systems to fight off their projections the mega corporations place in their way. Key attribute, intelligence. Key skill.
Why shouldn't you trust trees? They seem shady.
That's one of many reasons not to trust trees, BB. The other is the trees are outside. Shamans believe that their magic come from the great totem spirits that guide their life path. Bear, cat, coyote, eagle, raccoon. Raccoon doesn't seem to fit quite as well in that whole thing. Shamans' relationship with their totem allows them to summon spirits and command them to do their bidding. Shaman have the ability to conjure spells that mages cannot. Rigger. Riggers use cybertech to jack into their minds and control small robot-like vehicles called drones. It's crazy how much this game like predicted drone culture. Like everyone going and buying a drone at like the local Best Buy or whatever and like taking it home and playing. That's exactly what riggers were like doing in the game like a good decade before that became a thing in real life. It was crazy. Like, good called shot, guys. Riggers use their rigging ability to provide surveillance, support, and extra firepower when required. And the physical adept, which is monk, really. Adepts are magically active characters who focus their magic internally to develop their utmost potential, physically, mentally, and spiritually. As adepts unlock new abilities, they become honed physical machines, using their magic to enhance their close combat abilities. So like I said, I usually do a Street Sam or a Decker. I did Street Sam last time. I think I'll do a Decker this time. Now that is a dwarf from a boy band right there. I find it hilarious that only one of these dwarves... Okay, there's some more beards in there. I was constantly just like, why don't they have more beards? This one, I like. Oh, thank you for the head pats. He got all the, like, weird, like, cybertronic stuff. Karma represents your experience your character earns while running the shadows and achieving goals. Karma is used to improve attributes and skills. An attribute and skill can only be increased by spending karma equal to the next increment of that rating. Thus, to move from your body from 4 to 5 requires you to spend 5 karma points. And we're going to go intelligence because we're a Decker. We have 6 karma, which means we have enough to build up some of this. See, I think we start with 3 ranks of decking, which allows us to equip 2 different types of cyber decks. That works. What would rank 4 get us? Okay, that's just another buff. I'm wondering... Close combat, melee weapons, unarmed throwing weapons... We should probably, if we're going to be a decker and we're going to be hacking into things, and we're going to be at like long range trying to do things, we should probably have some manner of ranged combat skill. Just so we can actually shoot things from a distance. Or else our only choice is going to be running up and punching things. And I don't think it's going to work too well. No, just a pistol will be fine. Etiquette is about knowing how to behave in social situations. This is not something most tabletop RPG players are familiar with. The right etiquette can give you an edge in certain conversations. Choosing an etiquette from the list below. Choosing an etiquette does not cost karma. Each etiquette can only be chosen once. Probably security, just simply because my whole thing is I'm a hacker. Many runners use a street name, like a handle or working name, names like HalfJack or Lady Z. HalfLadyJackZ. There. The Harfield Manor Run. Alright, let's see what this is about. Life was good. Easy jobs, regular play, reliable crew. But things went south and you had to drop off the grid, put a bullet in the past and start fresh somewhere new. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draw you to the free city of Berlin, the Flux State. A grand experiment in social order. We already read all this on the other page. As luck would have it, home to your old partner in crime, Monica Schaefer. It's your third run with Monica and her team, an old castle holdfast, an hour east of Berlin, perched on a hill overlooking the countryside. The job is a standard smash and grab. Crack the vault, grab the data, get out in one piece. Mediocre payday, but work is work. As the team gathers, for Monica's pre-run briefing, you pause to take in your surroundings. It's lovely. You should get a cottage here at some point. The estate grounds are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near a side entrance of the old castle holdfast. Cloaked in darkness, the night is peaceful. You know it won't last. You know it for what it is, a peaceful illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Maybe we shouldn't fire guns. That's Monica? Listen up, folks. Monica Schaefer. You ran with her back in the day. Now she's your team leader. Your decking skills may be sharp, but hers are Nova hot. Running with Monica is like taking a masterclass in ice breaking. We're on a tight timetable. I want to enter the estate, find the basement, open the data vault, extract the files, and bolt. 10 minutes, top to bottom. Dietrich, trying to get home in terms of Wyrm talk, love. Why is he British? Dietrich, shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Are they actually, like, squirming on his head? Because, I mean, that's something I could see, like, a magic person having. Either that or it's just he's got wrinkles on his head, and as he talks, it looks like the tattoos are moving around. Because he's old. But I'm not sure. It definitely sounds like one of those. Monica's eyes twinkle with mischief. Maybe. How many times have I told you, you can't trust anything that comes out of that dragon's mouth? That trid trash will rot your brain. It's educational. Besides, this should be a milk run. Security is supposed to be light. A few automatic weapons, no armor. Little luck, they'll never know we were here. Let's see, just like old times. In my experience, there's no such thing as a milk run. I'll watch your back all the same. Works for me, let's get paid. I have no idea. What kind of personality should we do for this guy? Should we be the cynical, like, jaded runner? I mean, we did just have to ditch out and flee country to go to a completely different continent. Yeah, in my experience, there's no such thing as a milk run. Words of wisdom from our new edition. I agree with HalfLadyJackZ. Glory. Razor-clawed street samurai. Her voice is cold and neutral. Her expression, placid. They may only be private security, but their bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. You people need to relax. We're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks into her wrist-mounted comlink. A darkened face shimmers on the view screen. Iger, are you in position? The comlink crackles and the response comes back so low and soft, softer than you expect from a troll. Affirmative. The alarm lines have been cut, and I have a clear line of fire on the estate service entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Excellent. Thank you, Iger. Just doing my job. Iger out. The comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you as she drops her arm. See? We're professionals. All right, people. Enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault. So we get him the data from the vault. Quick, quiet, and quick. You said quick twice. That means extra quick. Why didn't you say extra quick? Because this emphasizes it. Like, poetically. I don't think you know how poems work, Monica. You said... No. Jeez. I love it when the game knows what I'm thinking. You said quick twice. Wyrm talk is on tonight. Glory raises an eyebrow. Slightly. I told you, it's educational. Your gear and some weapons lie in the back of the van. Let's grab a pistol, because all I know how to use is pistols. And I get a trauma kit and a Sony CTY 360. A 360? And $1,000. Then we leave the van. Half curious what's over here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I can't even interact with anything over here. Okay. How come you have a nicer cyber deck than me? Ooh, and they have the Akira bike. New objective, keep the team alive. Oh boy. Nice place, though. A private museum. The owner of the estate must have money to burn. A variety of remarkably well-preserved Slavic artifacts. A dinosaur! The complete skeleton of a theropod dinosaur. It appears to be genuine. Your head. The vase in this case looks very old and very valuable. Fine scroll work of a lapis and gold leaf decorate its exterior, and the interior shimmers with organic beauty of an abalone shell. Your fixer could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. You can't help but notice the glass encasing it looks awfully flimsy. While tempting, because I could probably use the cash, because it's very expensive to be a decker. I also am not good at smashing things, as my body and strength are awful, and there's probably an alarm on it then. We'll come back for it. Let's focus on trying to do the job. The cask in this display case is decorated with panels of ivory scrimshaw. Jeez. Okay, so there's a room down here. There's a locked room here. According to our little thing, I think this is the way like we need to go for the mission. But that means I'm very curious about what's going on down here. Oh. Remember what I was saying at the start of the stream about how the best way to do these jobs is not to get into combat? I'm terrible.